hey, you know how to make a TikTok. We want to do a podcast. We really asked them to try new things. Several other alumni that are former Huskers or professional athletes who have come on and talked.
How does broadcasting help students improve their communication skills?
Being consistent, organized, and communicating well. So here at Central, we're in Omaha, we have kind of a difficulty of building that school spirit. You could transfer very easily. I want to showcase the great things that are happening here. It's not just a basketball game.
Today, we're excited to be joined by Ben Boeckman. Ben has been teaching at Omaha Central for 7 years and is the broadcasting coordinator there. He also manages the website and social media for the athletic department and hosts Chatting at the Sea, a podcast series focused on sharing the great things happening at Central High School. Ben is a content creator enthusiast, Cubbies diehard, and most importantly, a dad. Welcome to the show, Ben.
Well, thanks for having me, Taylor. I appreciate you showcasing teachers and the great things we're doing all over the state and even into Iowa.
Absolutely. Well, let's dive right in, Ben. What are the 3 most important things for a broadcasting teacher to know when starting a program?
Well, really, it's important to know where you are and know. My first one sounds like a negative, but not really. It's just being realistic, is recognizing especially facilities. Facilities wise, here specifically at Central, I did not start our program, but Dr. Bigsby, who is our main kind of lead guy, he recognized some of the limitations. Yes, we have a gymnasium that has the right spot to do that. Yes, we have a football field with a booth. We think outside of those sports. Baseball is one of the specific ones that comes to mind. Off campus, no Wi-Fi access. We think of tennis. Off campus, no Wi-Fi access. So really recognizing those things and recognizing, hey, what can we do? What are some of the things we can easily do? And what are the things we can't do? And that's something that I always try to give those sports some coverage, whether it's photography, graphic design, just even simple shout outs, because we can't do the moon, but we're always trying to find those ways. So recognizing, hey, where are we at? What does that look like already? Most of the time, most of your schools are going to have some sort of classes already built within the school. So you don't have to create from nothing. You may have a journalism class. We started ours specifically working with a lot of journalism students. We have a career center within Omaha Public Schools where that was kind of the beginning for us, looking to those places. Okay, how can we piece this together? It doesn't have to be a ground zero. It can be a let's corral maybe a little more, whether it's the design class, the journalism kids, whether it's the tech crew for your drama department. A really kind of it seems daunting, but you're just kind of piecing some of those things together. And a big thing is your community within the school. It is to do something like this is a very big step, especially for me personally. I want to do it well, consistently, missing maybe one event a season, if hopefully 0, to be honest. So recognizing community with school of how you have support, whether it's other teachers, whether it is recognizing students and building that curriculum, that group, really important to have those community buy-ins too. For us specifically here at Central, community is everything. Our program is sponsored by Generation C members, part of the Central High Foundation. They buy our equipment. They support our anything we need. So it's really great to be at an illustrious high school, and the alumni keep giving back. And we want to make sure we're giving those alumni as well the best possible broadcast, the best product we can do, so we continue that partnership. So really community is a really, really important piece of that too.
Yeah, I love how your foundation has stepped in and they see the importance, especially, if your school does have a foundation, a lot of those people don't live in the community anymore. And
Yeah.
so, or even if they do, they want to pop in and see what's going on. And so it better be high quality and it better be really good and it better work. And so
Yeah.
love the growth you guys have taken from, when I first walked in with Dr. B and him finding you and you really taking ownership of this program to really take it to the next level. And I really love that approach and those 3 things: facilities, find existing classes, and that community within the school, and utilizing your foundation is really key.
Well, and even to share a short story about our illustrious alumni. Years ago, Dr. Bigsby, one of our illustrious alumni is Susie Buffett, who is part of the family. And she has, of course, a very big foundation that as well supports our foundation. And Dr. B was streaming an event. She was in Oakland, California. She was at a spa in Oakland, California, and she's trying to watch this basketball game. And she's texting Dr. B, it's not working. I can't see this. And Dr. B is frantically, of course, this is a big alumni. We want to make sure we're doing this right. And turns out where she was in a sauna or some sort of thing, and their Wi-Fi was struggling. That's why the broadcast wasn't working. We were okay on our side, so we're continually making sure we're bringing alumni. Whether it's a grandparent who lives in Colorado, we did a swim parents who had parents who live in Colorado. Whether it's one of our illustrious alumni, we want to bring you that best coverage. So
Yeah, I love that. I remember that because I'm pretty sure he called me or Eric,
no
whoever
surprise,
it was, going, "What's going on? Susie ain't happy. We better fix this."
we
So,
better deliver.
love that story. How does broadcasting help students improve their communication skills? Not only just the announcers, but the rest of the crew. What have you seen in your program?
Well, a really big thing is being consistent, organized, and communicating well. For young adults, I mean, even as whether you're my generation or this new generation, it's really important to be able to communicate well. Communicating in the sense of, hey, I can't get to school, I'm sick, whatever that may be, letting us know, hey, we got an event coming up this week. Am I hearing from you? Are you emailing me? Are you reaching out? Like, it's important to communicate. And it's a big commitment outside of school. These kids are busy. Our students are usually involved in several clubs, several programs, several athletics. So we totally get it. Dr. B and I understand, like, we're glad to have you either way. Communication, big communication piece is a huge thing. So it's helping that. Organization. I mean, I think last year we did over 53, if not 54 different events. So you're talking once a week, twice a week sometimes for things. So being organized and looking ahead, okay, I may have a job. I may be a high schooler who has a job working at a Runza nearby. How am I balancing that schedule with broadcasting and my jobs? So it's really kind of those really great skills we all should have working into the professional world, but it's kind of a demand. It's a demand now, and try to be organized and try to communicate really well is important.
Yeah, it's a job essentially
Yeah. Oh
is
yeah.
what it is, and you're getting credit from it how in whatever way that looks like.
And even if we get specifically into broadcasting wise, amp that all up. And we're talking organization. Are you doing your prep work? We're looking at, hey, we're going against Millard West tonight. Do you know anything about their players? Have you done your homework? Have you done that stuff? Communication, even the sense of you talk to some of the players. Some of the best insider information is having a conversation with the players. Oh, yeah, my knee's a little beat up. I'm working through some things. Oh, yeah, we're really excited. We're planning to run something like this. Phenomenal for the broadcast, phenomenal context. So it all kind of ropes together there.
I love that. I don't think I've ever really talked about that with other student announcers or even teachers to go, hey, have your announcers talk to the kids and get those inside stories, because
Yeah.
once the game starts, there's no competitive advantage there of knowing that information, right? But
Totally.
being around the team, I think of Kent Pavelka, the Husker radio announcer. You know, they fly with the team. They
Yeah.
really build relationships with those teammates. Think of all professional teams, the radio and TV guys, they build those relationships so they feel that connection when they are communicating about it. I really love that. Teachers who are watching, please take note of that to encourage your students to do that. Maybe the teachers can even do that.
Oh, yeah.
Talking with the kids, they know the athletes, or even the ones performing in the fine arts,
Or even the
doing that as well.
coach. The coach is always a good one, or some of the leaders as well.
Yeah.
It's really great because you see the final product. You log it, hey, we're live in the broadcast, and they go, but what about some of the background stuff? I love a good story. I love telling stories and learning more about that. So especially fine arts is the best example. You bring up the work that goes into doing a musical or doing a show choir type thing. I mean, there's tons of great stuff there that really can give that audience more, so they're much more connected to the event beyond just, hey, this was a nice song, this was a fun basketball game. It gives more of that connection, which is really important.
Yeah, I love that. How have you observed students transform through the act of creating content as a content creator enthusiast? I would say I'm as well, which I love that. Should add that to my bio, like you have there, especially in the school environment. How have you seen that transformation in some of the kids in your guys' program?
Well, especially it's a big thing of building school spirit. We are in a kind of an interesting scenario. We are not like you guys being in Henderson, Nebraska is phenomenal. I came from a small town too. The community buys in because everybody is going to the same school. There's no other choices. So here at Central, or in Omaha in general, we have kind of a difficulty of building that school spirit because you could transfer very easily.
Mhm.
So when you're building this content and building this brand and building these things, it's building more of that school spirit, of that connection of like, hey, I want to showcase the great things that are happening here. I'm going to showcase our great athletes. I'm going to showcase the people. So it's very much seeing the bigger focus of, it's not just a basketball game. It's not just a football game. It is our community, and building that community and growing that type of focus. So students really buy into that. And Dr. B is phenomenal. He knows everybody. I mean, you could say a last name and he'd be like, oh, yeah, the central
So and
connection.
so. Yeah.
Uh-huh, exactly. He's perfect with those things. And even bringing people on who are alumni. We've had Amon Green on our broadcast before. We've had several other alumni that are former Huskers or professional athletes who have come on and talked. And that's just a great opportunity for our students to see this bigger picture and really get that this is much more than just an athletic contest, just a musical, whatever that may be.
And that's part of that transformation, right? Through creating
Mm-hmm.
content, did you get to have those experience to maybe ask a question to Amon Green or some of these alumni? You're getting these experiences, which is part of transforming, as
Yeah.
as an adult when you're, going through that high school experience. What a great opportunity that those students are getting. So
Well,
I
and it's
love
great.
that.
It's great here for us because I mean we're oldest high school in Nebraska, one of the largest high schools in Nebraska, extremely illustrious alumni. But talking to that person who was in your same shoes, I mean, Central High has been here since 1917. So they've walked the same halls, they've walked the same stairs, they've gone through the same experiences. So to have that connection, though, then on a personal level, you talk to Amon Green, talk about the stairs. He remembers the stairs. He
He knows,
remembers
yeah.
the library. I mean, it's still that same connection. So it really builds that connection more and more with some of the people you're interviewing.
Yeah, speaking of connections, how is broadcasting and these content creation skills through digital media, how are they helping students become better prepared for this future digital workforce that we're already in, that they're
Mhm.
going to even experience more change coming up?
Yeah, it's really a big thing is flexibility. I mean, you know this, and we see this. We had to reschedule our time to be together. How can you be flexible? Murphy's Law, as they say, something will go wrong. And that is the reality. Just being flexible. Okay, this may have broke, this isn't connecting, whatever it may be. Let's turn this way, we can go this way. This we need to fix on the fly, the battery died, something didn't connect right, let's go this way. Oh, we did a football game, wild experience. We did a football game, Central High versus Benson. It was a rainy night.
Mm.
We have a relatively small booth. Of course, the booth, you have your different teams are taking up those spaces. Your PA is taking those spaces. So we don't have a ton of space. We streamed a game where we had remoted our camera from our booth to our gym lobby. And by no means it was not perfect. It cut out a lot, I will admit. Um, but it was the flexibility of making sure, hey, we
Yeah.
can find a way. These are the same skills, that type of thing. So that's really important there. Another big thing for the future thing is communication and organization. As I said before, that's a big piece of this is communicating with other people, with whether you're a color guy, which oftentimes you hear the voice of the people. They've got to communicate with the tech people. They've got to communicate with the guy who's running the replay, the person who's running the scoreboard, the having the conversation with the camera people of, hey, like this could be a really cool focus, and even back and forth, those same things as well. So it's working with, while you may be the face for the broadcast or the show, there's a whole team alongside that. It's not just the face and the voice that's getting you through those things. And the willingness to try new things. I mean, we ask kids to take a risk. In 2023, some students are not super, taking risks is hard. We know this as an adults
Mhm.
too. Not an easy thing to do. So asking somebody to go on a broadcast and talk to potentially hundreds of people about what's going on and sharing the thing. You're not seeing these people, but you're putting yourself out there. We really ask them to try new things. And in a digital workforce, that's exactly what's going to be. If your job wants you to, hey, you know how to make a TikTok, you got to put yourself out there. Hey, we want to do a podcast. You're putting yourself out there. And those are going to be really, really important skills here in the upcoming future.
Absolutely. And you want to talk about some connections with UNO locally that
Yeah.
you guys have established too, or?
Totally. One thing I noticed as a challenge here at Central High, I had seen what Mike Souter was doing, where he was doing his events where he'd like do his football showcase. He'd go to a high school. Hey, if you want to be here, I'll interview you. We'll do that. And I thought to myself, that's cool. It's great. And I'm thinking, how does this apply to Central? Because you got to go there. if your fans want to tune in, it's got to be at a specific time, that type of thing. So we started something called our sports showcase. We do one every single season, fall, winter, and spring. And we give a 15 to 20-minute time slot for the coach and two players that represent their team to be interviewed, to talk about their upcoming season, talk about what's going on. So that's been a really fun experience. And now what we've done is we wanted to kind of level up. We don't have a studio here at Central. We've done it in a classroom or an office. We wanted to level things up. We wanted to really like, hey, let's make this even more quality than it is. So I reached out to UNO's College of Communication. We're going to be taking our showcase on February 19th, coming up quickly. We're doing it in their studio, in their broadcast studio. And
love it.
For us, it's great because it's like, hey, this is an event we've been doing for now going to be a year, but it gives those students that college connection. This is a career. This is an opportunity for you. And when I was talking to Lyle Kayatowski is the UNO Connect I have, he talked about the same things we're struggling, the problems that we're working through of, hey, we're trying to recruit kids, have them for the long term, trying to build a program. Same thing, the college level. I mean, you're in college, your freshman year, you're going to be probably taking your gen ed. Sophomore, you'll dabble. That's 2 years of having a student who may be great at these things. Same thing with us. Freshman year, travel's kind of tough, building those things. So really, it's going to be a great opportunity to connect with UNO, get our students in their broadcast studio, which is going to be really cool, work with their professional cameras on a whole nother level, and building that relationship's a big thing.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I helped Mike with those media days, and so I love how you guys have taken ownership of that for your own school, and would encourage other schools to reach out to you, Ben, on just kind of how you guys have formatted that. And I've seen you guys promote that, so definitely you'll be able to connect with him in the show notes and follow Ben, reach out to him if you got questions on that.
Yeah,
really appreciate you sharing that. This is our shameless brag time. So we'd love to, how has the training, the resources, support from Striv Education help you not only improve as a broadcasting teacher, but just your program in general?
Well, it goes without saying, when something will go wrong, you as the person who runs the thing, you're sweating. You're like, oh my gosh, like, what is wrong? Like, it might be a button that's not working, or you had something just not connected right, whatever. Always helpful to have that connection of reaching out to Striv support. Hoosier, Eric Allgood, whoever, the 24-hour line. It's always great that we get that help. And I always try to thank them after the fact, after we've had a quick phone call and it worked or something worked out. Always try to thank them. That support is just helpful. I mean, it can be something very simple. It can be something you might not know, but troubleshooting that to make sure it's going to work. You want to be consistent. If it doesn't work, that's problematic there. So that's even just the basis. That's a very simple thing. Really, for us as well, it's the opportunity to work with so many people around the state and have access to so many state things too. We've worked several state events we've done state basketball for several years. We did state volleyball this year. We do state soccer most of the time. Being downtown here in Omaha, it's a great connection. We did a state baseball game, which my broadcasters were reluctant. I was on that broadcast to kind of save them a little bit, but
nice. Are you a baseball? Oh yeah, the Cubby. You're a Cubs fan, so you're the baseball guy.
I'm a radio baseball guy too. It's tough to listen.
Nice.
Tough to listen to watch the MLB as a Cubs fan with all the blackouts. So for me, it's like, hey, turn on Pat and Ron Hughes, and they'll walk you through it. It's a phenomenal connection. But just to have that professional level, the next level of like, hey, you could do this. This is what you could be doing on athletics to another level. I mean, you go to Pinnacle Bank to cover a basketball game. It's a different level. It's even I was talking to a student as well who wants to join possibly for next year. And I told her, I was like, hey, we do volleyball too. You're a former volleyball player. This is an opportunity. Her eyes got big just to cover something on a whole nother level. Really, really great ones. And right away, you can step into programs to do that type of stuff. So really our great connection with you guys to have that access as well, too. And really one of the last things, the humble brag, is we as Central High, Dr. B and I share a really big vested interest in this community. We see ourselves, Central argues that we once you're an Eagle, you're always an Eagle. You're part of a family, whether it's, hey, you have a flat tire on the side of the road and you're wearing a Central shirt. Central people help Central people. We pick each other up. We support each other in these. So a big thing with us with Striv is having that community. We want that relationship with you guys. We want to work with you. We want to build that community because we both have a vested interest in this. We both have good goals in this, but really just working with that community to all improve giving students access. And if we ignore the community, we take the community out of it, students aren't going to get this opportunity. They're not going to be able to be broadcasters. They're not going to be able to learn how to run a camera. They're not going to be able to make content at this level. And we're giving them those tools. And our connection to you guys is really helpful with that, is building and growing that community and working with different organizations.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
The community piece is hard for a lot of people to understand until they've experienced it and understand how, we're built to be in community, right? We're built to be with other people, creating and collaborating and doing things. When you're isolated, you're by yourself. There's not as much as joy in that. And so you guys are the heroes. We're just trying to guide you along on that, and be that 24/7 hotline for you to call. So really appreciate that.
Totally. And even the community with other teachers. I reached out to, I was talking to several other teachers of looking at the future of where are things going. What's the state looking like? We're having smart cameras being introduced. We're having different YouTube streams and things like that. So just even the community of working with other teachers, other athletic directors, other programs as well is just a super, super valuable thing, because you can learn so much. I mean, the other teachers are your best resource sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Ben. Yeah, like you mentioned, we had some technical difficulties. Audio sounds great. I had a chance to put a new light behind me, so it looks better than yesterday. I got a different mic too, so glad it worked out.
Yeah, awesome. I appreciate you having me on, and I love what you guys are doing, and Central High and Striv are going to be a strong relationship for the future, and we hope to continue growing that relationship.
Awesome. Yeah, keep up the great work, Ben. You're doing a great job impacting students, and that's what we're all about as well. Thank you again.
Thank you.